What is a diatonic chord scale? Now, this is where the magic happens. A diatonic chord scale is a set of chords that naturally belong to a key. It's confusing, eh? Don't worry. We are going to explain it very simply. Just put it in mind. It's a set of chords. It's a set of chords. The diatonic chord scale is a set of chords that naturally belong to a key. Now, there's a key there, and we're going to see how does a chord belong to a key. Let's demonstrate it. Welcome, friends, to this our lesson. Today we are starting an exciting journey. Before we jump into playing, let's first of all clarify some important concepts. One, what is a note? What is a note? What do you understand by a note in music? We are going to explain it, we are going to practicalize it, and we are going to understand it better. Secondly, what is a triad? What is a triad in music? We are going to explain the concept and we are going to play it practically on the guitar. And then, what is a chord? And we'll be able to distinguish them, because if we're able to distinguish them, they are going to help us a lot. And above all, what is a diatonic chord scale? What is a diatonic chord scale? Please, if these words sound very confusing, don't worry. Please, don't worry. By the end of this lesson, you will not only understand these words, the notes, triad, chord, diatonic chord scale, you will not only understand them, but you will also love them, because they are the building blocks of all the music that you hear. So you cannot play music without a chord, without a triad, without a note, and without following the diatonic chord scale. Now, in simple terms, we are already there. We don't waste time. Please subscribe as we advance. A note is the smallest unit in music. Is it not the same definition we give to a word, a letter? A note is the smallest unit in music. And what is the definition of letter? What is the definition of letter? A letter is the smallest unit in a language. So it is just a sound, a pitch. Yeah, that is a note. So on the guitar, each fret, this is a fret, this is a fret. Once you press this fret, it's already a note. It go random, it's already a note. It's a note. Even if you don't press it and you play, it's a note. So these are single units of music. Yes. So once you hear note, this is just a note. So if I give you the guitar and ask you, please play a note for me. Now take it, play a note. This is a note. So all those grammar that we are saying, note what, this is a note. Even without pressing anything, this is already a note. This is E note. This is B note. This is G note. It's a note. It's just like saying A, B, C randomly. That is a note. So the note is the smallest unit of music. This is the smallest unit of music compared to a song. The number of notes that are in a song. Yeah? But it's just like saying A, D, W, B. So when you begin to read, to learn how to read in English, You start with learning the ABC. So the same thing, when we start to learn how to read in music, we start with a note. So this is a note. One thing about notes is that they sound so nice. They sound so nice. When you are passing and a child touches the guitar, they feel very excited. Each time I'm passing around, a child touches the guitar, they'll come and pick it all. They show interest, then I show it to them, and I tell them to play, and then they touch it and they get very excited. So that is the way. That is a note. The note can make you excited, and it sounds nice. It's a note. These are notes. They sound nice, but on their own, they are not musical. They are not music. They are not music. They are just notes. It's like when kids are chanting ABC in the school. A, B, C. The teacher will be moving around. A, B, C, D, E. You can recite it from. They are sweet. They enjoy it. But it is not reading. Now, we go to the next stage. What is a triad? What is a triad? We have known what a note is. What is a triad? Simple. A triad is simply a group of three notes. You know that word there, triad, signifies three, triangle. All those try thing, trinity, three persons, triangle, a three squared, three-sided shape. So a triad is a group of three notes that are put in a special way. Normally, the first, third, and the fifth. What do we mean by the first, third, and the fifth note? By first, C, D, E, F, G, A, B. By first three, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the first 3 and 5 in this case are what? First is the first, third, and fifth. C, third here is E, and fifth here is G. So now this is a triad. This is the triad of C. So this is what we mean by triad. It's a combination of three notes where you are going to, the first one is the first, you skip, the third one is the second, you skip, and the fifth one is the fifth. So these three notes make up the triad. Triads are normally three notes. Okay, using this formula, what is the triad of D? D is your first. Okay, D you skip. D 1, 2, 3. F and 5. So D, which is now 1, 2, 3, F, 4, and 5. So this becomes the triad of D. If you ask what is the triad of F, for instance, what is the triad of F? So you have F, you skip F, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, F, A, you skip, after A, you have 1, 2. After A, you have 1, you skip 1, which is B, and then you have your C. So the triad of F is F, A, and C. So this is what we mean by triad. Notes written in such a way that you skip the 2, get 3, skip the 4, get 5. So the triad operates on the formula of first, third, and fifth. How do you play it in the music? We might be curious. We will be curious. Why 3? Why 3? Because 2 notes make an interval, but 3 will give you harmony. Take for instance, Do. So this is C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So the trial of C will be C, you skip D, E, you skip F, and then G. C, this is a triad of C now, practically. C, then you skip D, you play E, you skip F, and you play G. Now, let's combine it in a progression. Do, mi, so, si, E, G, C, E, G, C, E, G. Now, recalling, this is already a bass line. So you can just be playing around with these 3. That tells you the importance of the triads. And because there's harmony, and they can be played in different sequence, Please, where are those who have been asking for the line of the bass guitar? Please gather here and let's subscribe and jam it together. So you can use the triad because they bring harmony and create a lot of beautiful things. So that is why the choice of first, 3, and 5 comes from the triad. So let's go to the next thing. What is a chord? Now, a chord, please subscribe. And let's continue. A chord is simply 3 or more notes played together. You can see that a chord is not limited to 3 notes. Whereas the triad is limited to 3 notes, the chord is not limited to 3 notes. So a chord is simply 3 or more notes played together. A student cannot pretend to know how to read without understanding the alphabet. So take this lesson as the alphabet of music, because we will keep referring to this. You cannot write without knowing the letters, and you cannot read music or write music without understanding the notes and the chords and the concept of the triad. So do subscribe for the foundation you need. If you look at the position of this C here, we are pressing this because it's C. Okay. Now, without touching this string, is A. So if you touch here, is A sharp. If you come here, is B. B has no sharp, is C. So the finger is placed here because it is C. Now, let's go to the next one. Why is this preferred? Now let's go. Without touching this string is D. Without touching this string is D. So once you touch it, this is D. Once you touch it, is D sharp. Then this is E. And it's part of our C. So the chords are also built on the triad, but with additional notes. So this is C, this is E. In C, this one is open. It's open, isn't it? And it's G, because this is an open G. So we have C, E, C, E, G. So this is a triad. But what makes it a chord is that they are addition. Now, without touching this, the string of the second string, without touching it, is B. And once you touch it, the first fret, it becomes C. So that means we are not only having one C, as in when we are doing the triad, but in the chord, we are even having two C there. We're having two C. And now, in the key of C, this open key, this open string is E. So we don't need to press it down. So we're having, in the chord of C, we have one E here. We have one E here. So we're having two E's. That makes it a chord. C, we're having one C here. We have one C here. So there are two C's. G, we're having open G here. Yes. That's it. So we have an open G here. And that is why sometimes we play the C this way. So if you see this positioning, it has included a G. So when you want to have a bass of C, you can also include this in the key of C. So this is also C. So this is C. You see, this is C. But the G now is bass. Here we are starting with a G. So, do, mi. Now, but here we are starting with C. So that is how a chord is. There are more in a chord than in a triad. The trial is restricted to 3. A chord is like a triad plus additional notes. So we are going now to our main lesson, because if you don't understand this introduction, the main lesson will be very confusing. So let's take it gradually so that we understand the main lesson very well. These are all chords. So what is a diatonic chord scale? For the sake of your convenience, we have divided this lesson into 2. So just continue in the next lesson. Subscribe, and any comments, write it on the comment section, and any question as we progress. Thank you for your usual understanding, and let's keep going.